Oh, look who is trying to stay committed to making videos. It's me, Gabrielle Love. I'm back with another video. So I'm trying to make little quick little things, just a little food for thought for the week because I'm stuck in the house. The pandemic is crazy. I'm trying to stay healthy so I can see my grandma once a week or so because that's what I really do now that we have this much time on our hands. I spend a lot of time with my family, seeing them, hanging with them, and doing that kind of stuff. I was just curious about feelings over facts. Like, where we at right now, a lot of people put how they feel over experiences. Like, they will think about things that they have no particular life experience with and put that over top of other people's actual life experience or actual facts that come from research for people who actually have devoted time and energy into figuring those type of things out. A lot of people who will see something, especially now the internet has brainwashed the folks. They were already brainwashed, and the internet feeds into whatever they think anyway. And so now they just look for things that validate what they already think. And anytime they come across something that might be counter to what they heard everybody say, they have feelings about it. And those feelings mean that whatever they heard is wrong and they have to fight back against it. My thing is, why not ask questions? What is wrong with asking people questions? If you don't like something, or if you're confused about something, or if something doesn't make sense to you, what is wrong with asking questions and saying, hey, that I was a little bit confused about this part. What do you think about this? Or what did you mean by this? Instead of that sharp attack, or I don't agree. And a lot of times you don't agree and you don't have any life experience to go on. Perfect example is this channel. I've been trans for well over 20 years, and I still have guys that are secretly, closeted men that are secretive in their own life, trying to tell me about my life experiences and the things that I've seen, or, conversations that I've had with my friends over the past 20 years. And just because they feel bad or guilty or, shame in whatever I'm talking about, they have to fight me back on what I'm saying. And it can't be true. It has to be wrong. And then they'll go find anybody that has a view counter to mine that makes them feel better. White people do the same thing with racism. White people will find black people who, black people might call a coon or Uncle Tom or whatever, a traitor to their race that validates whatever they might think about things not being racist, or, just having opinions that have nothing to do with race, or whatever. Are always parallel isms, because isms are parallel. Being transphobic, being on the down low, it's all parallel with racism. It comes where you think you're better than somebody. You heard one group is wrong or bad, and you think you're part of a group that's better or right, and you flex your privilege, your perceived privilege over those groups. And a lot of times you get pushback because that shit's not real. That is not true. It doesn't exist. It's in your head. It's in the heads of all the people that you are copying and mimicking and wanting to be like. And at the same time, there are isms that hold you down, that you want people to not acknowledge about you. And you would still hold on to those same things about other people. So it's a weird cycle, but that's where that phrase or that saying, hurt people comes from. Because it's that cycle, or even that crabs in a barrel thing. It's a cycle. And I think individually as a person, you have to step outside of it. You have to be like, okay, I see what's going on here, and I got feelings about whatever. So let me separate myself from what's going on over there, because, it's triggering feelings in me that I'm not particularly ready to deal with, as opposed to fighting people because you don't want to deal with your feelings. And because the world is happening. Things are happening, regardless of whether you want them to happen or not. Things are happening. So we got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I always tell trans people, like, any of my trans girlfriends, it's like, you got to be cool with whatever insults life is going to throw your way, whatever groups that you're a part of or perceived to be a part of. People are going to try to insult you with that. You got to be able to be okay with that and not waste your time trying to argue with people over your own experience based on what they think and what they feel about your perceived experience. One is reality, and the other one is a little bit of delusion. It's a little bit of make-believe, a little fantasy. So if we spend a little bit more time in the real world, then we can get over some of these perceived things and ideas, and learn how to handle our feelings about things and not make our feelings, or try to make our feelings, facts over other people's actual life experience and actual facts and actual research. I just think we are currently where people just don't care about the truth. All they care about is their own feelings. And as long as they can get upset and run away and hide, or run away to another group of people that might validate them in their ignorance or in their negativity, they are cool with that. Even download dudes. Download dudes might hate trans, get mad at a trans person to go hang around a whole bunch of cisgender people that don't know he is sleeping with trans people and let them badmouth, LGBTQIA people. And he feels good about that because he associates himself with straight people. But it's not reality. So we need reality. I kind of speak from a point of, love for trans people, because a lot of people don't speak that. Hell, there's a lot of trans girls online. Trans is the umbrella. Under that umbrella of trans, you got transvestites, you got cross-dressers, you got drag queens, and everybody is not living as a woman. You got gay dudes who are male escorts who transition to be trans escorts. That does not make you a trans woman. That makes you a transvestite. And a lot of them are online validating down low men, telling y'all it's a difference between being discreet and down low and saying all these things because don't nobody want to date them and marry them anyway. And they know that. They're not looking for that. They're looking to make money as a transvestite and sleep with straight men and be famous and popular, as opposed to people like me who, this is just my life. I can't help it. I walked into this. I didn't plan this because I watched other people doing it and say, I'm going to be a trans person for money. It was not like that. I didn't even notice when I was fucking 12 years old that this was what the world had in store for me and what I was going to have to deal with. But yeah, it's a difference, man. And we got to let people have their differences and have their own experiences. If there's a transvestite out there that want to sleep with down low men and discreet men, that's all they want, whether it's free or for money or whatever, that's them. As for me, down low discreet is a business, and that's it. Hard stop. Period. Why? Because I don't live my life discreet. I'm not a transvestite. I work a job. I live my life out in the world, and I want a man that does the same. And any man that's not like that or sees trans people as anything different or secret or down low, that is a business to me. I instantly kick into business. Why? Because I'm a professional secret, I don't have those feelings about myself. So why would I move forward with that just because somebody else is a coward or ashamed? I don't have that same shame. And I wasn't a gay man that believed all those same things about trans people before I went and bought some surgery and jumped into a game. This is not a game. I came up with an image online because I knew that people were playing a game. And I was like, oh, I don't really want to play. I don't really want to play. Not in my personal life. So I needed to make money off of that over here if that's what they're doing. And then I can live my personal life over here because they can't do that. They don't have that over here. They only got that. And I think a lot of times guys online get me confused with them, and they think that what I have online is all there is, because a lot of the transvestites with surgery that they group me with, because a lot of times we're on the same websites, they say it's the same for all of us. We are not monolithic. We are not a monolith. Trans people are not monolithic. We are not all the same. Black people are not all the same. We have differences. We have variations. And like I said, you got to take what I say as what it is. You can't make up what it is for me off what you see online that I've made up for you to see based on what somebody else is posting online for their actual validation. I don't post my family online. I don't post personal things online because I don't need that validation. I'm validated in real life. I post things online to perpetuate a business. And that's what that is. Kind of like a Dita Von Teese. She got a personal life. And then when she gets online, she's Dita Von Teese. And she dresses a certain way and she presents a certain image. It's a little similar to that. I also had to learn how to not invalidate other people's life experiences just because mine might be different. Because a lot of times online, you get a lot of guys, and just because I might be on the same website with someone else, a lot of times they might group us together and make our experiences the same. And that can be offensive sometimes to me. But inside of that, I have to also remember my privilege as being a passable trans person. So I try to not let my feelings about somebody else's perceived experience kind of like invalidate their actual experience or whatever without questioning or having a conversation with that person and even knowing what their perspective is on their experience. It can get hard sometimes when you're dealing with information in general and you don't have any sounding board, a real sounding board to bounce that information off of, to make sure that you get more perspective or a more experienced perspective in whatever you're talking about. Like if you're talking about cars, you want to make sure you talk to somebody who has experience working on cars, building cars, hands-on experience. And those people have a perspective that might be different from somebody who drove a car or looked at pictures of cars on the internet or talked to somebody about a car one time or watched somebody talk about cars. You feel what I'm saying? So I guess that's where I'm coming from. You know, everybody's driving a car, but it's not the same experience. Life is not cars. That's a weird analogy, but I'm thinking it's a lot of guys watching, so that's where my mind went. So that's where my mind went initially, just immediately, just like car analogies. They like that. Yeah. Don't put your feelings over people's life experience. Sometimes you got to learn from people's life experience and then, you know, add those to your feelings as opposed to just being upset because what you thought isn't the reality across the board. You know, we got to give people room to have their own experiences the same way you want room to have your own experiences. Feelings are not facts, man. So with that said, put a little love on yourself every day like lotion. I'm about to get up out of here and go handle some things. Peace and love, everybody.